The state of emergency is set to be extended in Trinidad and Tobago for an additional 3 months, leading us closer towards the 2025-2026 budget review to be held in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, the real question is whether or not the state of emergency is actually proven to be effective in the reduction of crime and criminality in Trinidad and Tobago. And most importantly, all eyes are on the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, mainly Kamala Persad-Bissessar, when it comes to the actual crime plan in dealing with crime and criminality in Trinidad and Tobago. Many of you know that part of the people of Trinidad and Tobago voting out the People's National Movement and voting in the United National Congress is based off the crime fighting agenda that the United National Congress, mainly Kamala Persad-Bissessar, spoke about on the campaign trail. Now, at least this is the conversation from Penelope Beckles, the leader of the opposition, as well as members of the opposition, including former Prime Minister to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, that is one-day Prime Minister Stuart Young. The question that they pose towards the government, at least today inside of the Parliament, when it comes to the extension of the SOE, is that it must be a last resort and it must never be used as the only crime plan or crime fighting mechanism by the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, Kamala Persad-Bissessar did say that this is in no way the government's crime fighting agenda. However, the state of emergency was simply used because of the imminent threat from persons within the prison service against members of the state and the state in general. Kamala Persad-Bissessar stated today and made it abundantly clear that the state of emergency, or the SOE, it is not a crime fighting agenda or a crime fighting plan by the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And she also outlined that the use of community policing is exactly what will be enrolled or rolled out in time to come, and will be used as part of the government's agenda to fight crime and criminality in Trinidad and Tobago. Most importantly, the Prime Minister, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, also alluded to the fact that state-funded state programs such as the CPEP, at least under the previous administration, has a lot to do with crime and criminality today, signaling gangs as well as the community gang leaders, or what they would have called back in the day community leaders, that would have escalated crime and criminality in Trinidad and Tobago. And obviously the Prime Minister today pointed fingers directly towards the opposition, who was formerly governing Trinidad and Tobago no longer than 3 months ago, and she would have stated that there are some key areas that the government is looking at, such as auditing the CPEP program as well as several other programs in Trinidad and Tobago that would have played a crucial role in the escalation of crime and criminality today. Now, the Prime Minister did again go over some of the crime fighting agendas, as well as enhancing the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and all of the arms of the state to particularly fight against crime and criminality in Trinidad and Tobago. While the Prime Minister did not go in depth as to how they plan to achieve said agenda or roll out said agenda, the Prime Minister did make reference to Parliament reopening in September. Now, the Prime Minister also did speak about the stand your ground, did speak about the stand your ground consultations that are happening across Trinidad and Tobago in widespread currently, with members of the government coming on the ground and listening and speaking to you and debating or taking information from you to bring towards the debate in September in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. The Prime Minister is asking that members of the public make it their civic duty to attend to these consultations and let your voice be heard in regards to fighting crime and criminality in Trinidad and Tobago. So, some things to expect. Expect the state of emergency to be extended for an additional 3 months in Trinidad and Tobago, giving the police service, the regiment, and other armed forces additional powers to curtail any threat that they deem necessary against the state and state officials to keep you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, safe.